Good morning, folks. This morning's soap is brought to us by Wickham soap, the 1912 version, as opposed to Super Smooth. Oh, there's the name of the soap right there, Parma Violet. This is pretty nice soap. Still has a nice scent. I've had this soap for a moment. Really nice. This is a firm puck. You can kind of tell there, but it's relatively easy to scrape out with a spoon and press down in a bowl for a nice lather. Took no time at all for me to lather this. Used this is an Ever Ready, I think 100. This is the prototype knot, load knot from Strike Gold Shave when Frank was working on that particular knot. It's relatively wet lather, but it's not dripping. That's what it looks like there on the inside there. And then this particular bowl came from Vanillay. I'm still tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night. We've been pretty busy. And also I have the Stephan Lilac follow up as the aftershave. Shave of the day. This will be the second shave on. Probably should grab that real quick. These are the blades I've been using. And this is the second use on this particular blue Dovo. This has got a green insert. From what I understand, this green insert is not made anymore. I'll put a link down below if you're still interested in this kind of shaver. A link for the shaver, which is I think on sale for like $22, $23 at this particular website. I'll put a link down below, and they still also have the green insert if you're interested in this kind of shaver here. This weighs a little more than a half an ounce. I think, what is it, 14.5 grams or something like that. It's pretty lightweight. There's not a whole lot of weight to it. I haven't got my rest of my setup here. Allen block here with no rubber band, and still sporting the Humphrey's witch hazel that's mentholated, and it's got some peppermint in it. It's been a busy week. Last night got home late, so by the time I post this it'll be somewhat later because I'm not going to have enough time this morning to post this. Or to put a hot towel to face this morning and use the Preshave soap and, I mean not soap, but oil. And this is what it's looking like here. Like I said, if you're interested in this particular beard oil that doubles as a Preshave oil, this one here, it's blue. So in other words, it's not your typical looking beard oil. I don't notice any difference when I put it on my face or on my beard or anything like that as it goes for the color. But for some people that might need to know that. I'll go ahead and get started here. So in other words, my son, being in band, the Pride, it's been quite busy here lately. Matter of fact, they've had keeping some very long hours because even, excuse me, they go to school, and after they get out of school, yeah, I got a flying friend here. I tried to shoo him out earlier, but he wasn't cooperating. It was well after 9 o'clock last night when we got home, because practice wasn't even over until 9 o'clock last night. Makes for a very long day. Like I said, this lathered up just really quick. Didn't take a whole lot of effort. You still smell the scent. I've had this for over a year. It's a pretty nice soap. I have a couple of the Super Smooth, and I like that soap too. It's good stuff. And I don't believe this scent is made anymore. So you'll be hard pressed to find it. You'll have to go to like a buy sell trade or something along those lines. We'll go ahead and get started here in the first pass. With this being lightweight, you'll have to pay very much attention to the pressure that you're putting on with this shaver. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. This is more or less, it's beveled, and it does make it a little bit easier to learn what angle you should be using with this. During lunch yesterday, my nose is itching already. Um, I was able to catch, excuse me, Jill's video, um, shaving with a straight razor. Thought that was pretty cool. I'll try to remember to put a link down below if you want to catch that. I thought that was a pretty neat video. She did a pretty good job. And I say that because there was at least not that I could see or notice, there was no nicks, cuts, weepers, irritation or anything like that. She did pretty good. Tonight here locally, as it goes for the football, high school football team. Last year they won the championship, and tonight they're playing one of their, how can you say, chief rivals, if you will. Very important game, second game of the year, first one in conference. So there will be some excitement in the air tonight. It's going to be, these games come pretty darn quick, as it goes for having such a big game early on in the year. There's probably something I should have mentioned when I got started, when I was showing the blade here, that up here you see that the toe is covered, but back here at the heel it is not. It does not go the full length of the plastic insert there. Something just to be aware of in case, if you have problems with the toe and the heel of a blade catching you. It does take the DE blade snapped in half. It does do that. If you prefer to use a DE blade as opposed to a blade like this. Also takes what they call the Dovo long blade. I've never tried that blade. I'm not sure why, outside the fact that they're not the easiest to come by, and these blades are readily available for me to find. In other words, I can find these at any beauty shop. As well as finding them online. I don't have any trouble finding them online at all. It's a lot of fun using this. And the reason why I thought I'd throw out the this particular website, like I say they got them on sale, is that these prices on these Dovos, they're kind of wide ranging. I see them go as high, a blue one for 50 bucks, and like I said, this website here, Superior Shave, got them on sale for, I think it's like $22.95 if I remember correctly. That's pretty inexpensive. There seems like for me, as it goes for finding sales, there are certain websites that are easy for me to find, as well as finding items on sale than others. And then sometimes even when they have them on sale, it's not much of a sale because the original price was so high to begin with. Sure, they marked them down, but still not very low price. It pays to hunt around, in other words. Take the time to do your research. Yeah, I don't know if the camera shows very well. This lather that I've got whipped up, it is on the wet side, but like I say, it's not dripping, and but very much like a yogurt style type of lather that's whipped up, and it's just enough to cover the skin, if you will. It's not a thick, it's thick in my opinion. For others, they may feel like this is on the thin side, but for me this is thick. When I first started using this Dovo, wasn't too sure that I was going to like it because it is lightweight. Of a lightweight shaver, like I said, with the way this is beveled, it does make it quite a bit easier to get accustomed to. To me, it's a lot of fun to use. Using a Weck or a double duck or any shaver like that with that blade just kind of naked hanging out there might be intimidating for some folks. So something that looks like this, using the same blade, might be more acceptable for somebody to use, at least mentally. Because using that blade naked like that, hanging out there like that, that's kind of intimidating. And I don't know why it's intimidating compared to a straight razor. That blade's hanging out there naked too. And it's relatively easy with this insert to practice removing the lather without the blade in there, just to get used to the feel of the Shavette in your hand and how it feels going across your face. I think I'm going to have to sneeze. Maybe. I really like using it. Like I said, when I first started, I wasn't too sure about it. Now that I've used it a few times, it's a lot of fun to use. It's for me, it's really easy to catch that sweeping motion with it, because that strip right through there, it catches it at the right angle to help reduce the whiskers there. It doesn't make it BBS, but it doesn't make it pretty darn close though. So in other words, a two-pass shave works well for me. The scent on this soap is just really nice. If you like floral, and this, for a violet, I like it. And to me, following up with the lilac, they play well together. In a way, I guess you might say they complement each other, in my opinion. It's the reason why I never did pursue, I guess you might say, a matching aftershave or anything quite like that. Yesterday I did try to catch myself right there, and I'm not sure how I did it. It was an interesting shave yesterday because I got quite a bit of stinging right there, but I don't remember exactly what I did right there. Usually when you do something like that. In this particular case, I don't recall at all. I don't remember it. So I'm not sure how I got that right there. Just a little bit of stinginess, more especially back over here. Since I've added the peppermint and the menthol, I usually do have to shake this big old bottle of witch hazel here from Humphrey's. When it originally came to me, it was unscented. Peppermint is the one that comes through the strongest in this, but it doesn't stick around that long. Doesn't really play in the as it goes for the scent, as opposed to does a great job of the cooling effect. So if you never tried anything with peppermint in it and you're not a big fan of the menthol, maybe that would be the direction to go, is go with the peppermint. Does a lot for my nose too. This is great stuff. I'll put a link down below to a Atlanta barbershop website. This runs under $6, and it started out being 15 ounces, says it's pH balanced. This is pretty nice stuff. Inexpensive. In other words, if you're not looking for something to break the bank, but something nice that has a nice scent to it. And if later on you put on a cologne or whatever, I don't feel like this aftershave, the scent will stick around that much, and the scent is there, it's bright, you can smell it, but given an hour, at least per my nose, it's not, I don't notice it. You know how they say you go nose, the scent goes blind to your nose, and maybe that's the case, but I don't really notice it. But as it goes for what it does for the face, like I say, it's pH balance. I don't catch a lot of stinging. Somebody's fussing already this morning, and at this time of morning, that's pretty early. I did good. Got this under 17 minutes. I forgot to charge my battery. I made it through the shave without the battery giving up, but it is flashing. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.